especially when we can talk about what you need to be fully stocked with if you are going to be entertaining this season, and so many of us do. You have people stopping by.
Yeah.
And you want to know that you've got everything you need.
Yeah, you don't want to do the BYOB. If you do, that's your choice. I'm not getting into that debate today.
Okay.
But if you do want to make sure you're hosting all of your friends and family that are coming, these are your basics that you need to have on hand, okay? So let's start with wine, okay?
Yes.
That challenges a lot of people. We obviously want to have a red and a white wine available, and you want to have something that's, you know, approachable for everybody. So I pulled wine here from Enniskillen, and the reason why, you know how local, you know, everyone's like into buying local and stuff.
Time.
You can do that with your wine and spirits even nowadays. So the Enniskillen's from Niagara. Being from Toronto, that's local for us. But wherever you are in Canada, there's wineries right across Canada. We're doing awesome in the wine world nowadays.
We're really killing it right now.
Yeah. So I grabbed the late autumn Riesling. Rieslings are often known to be very sweet. This one actually isn't because it's late autumn. Okay, so we're going crisp, clean flavors. And then I grabbed the Pinot Noir. A Pinot Noir is a lighter type of a red wine. Very easy to drink, goes with all sorts of food. It's kind of a please all when you're dealing with a red wine.
Nice.
And then we want bubbles because it's the holiday season. We want to celebrate, although I like bubbles on a Wednesday. We've covered that before for no reason. But a good Prosecco. Proseccos are the sparkling wines that are made in Italy. This one's Ruffino.
Yep, I love Ruffino.
Yeah, and we've covered this quickly before, but the different sparklings, they might come champagnes from Champagne, France, and Proseccos from Italy, etc. So this is a really good price point. You know, depending where you are in Canada, you're hovering around that 17-ish. It's under 20 for sure.
Which is great.
Yeah, so that's what you're dealing with these wines. So they're nice enough for your guests, and you're not breaking the bank.
They'll appeal to many different palates, and that's sort of what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, well, yes, God, see,
thank you. Yes, I listen. I listen.
Get it. Okay, so then we're getting into spirits. A lot of people get lost in this. So we're starting with a vodka. Extremely versatile spirit. Vodka, you know, can be mixed really well. You can make martinis with it straight up. You've got a lot of bases covered with vodka. This one's obviously
great. And that's a good one.
Grey Goose, yeah, this is a good one. Then we want to go to a whiskey. And a whiskey here, I've got here Jameson Crested. It's an Irish whiskey. Some people, you know, Canadians know rye sometimes.
Yep.
That's sometimes a Canadian type whiskey, although ryes are losing the title rye is losing it. You've got a Scotch, we'll get to that in a second. But you want a mixable one because whiskey, you want, this is like your whiskey and Coke or your ginger ale or something like that. But if you get something like the Jameson Crested, you can sip this one as well. So it's a nice smooth.
Both.
Yeah, it kind of ticks both boxes. So then we're moving to gin. We need a gin. So we've got Bombay gin. A lot of us know that brand. It's London dry gin. This is a Star of Bombay. So we've just taken this up just a slight notch. And the gin drinkers, again, you can do martinis with this. You can mix cocktails with gin. And you can also do the ever popular gin and tonic.
Right.
That's very much a default.
That's right.
Yeah, so you're going to have your bases covered there. Now we're getting into rum. So Bacardi's brand, you know, everybody's ever heard of Bacardi.
We've got
it's
everywhere.
White rums, dark rums. The rum world can be quite large. This is Bacardi 8, and 8 means it's an 8-year-old rum. That's why it's got a brownness to it because it's actually been aged.
Yeah.
And the brown color comes from casks and stuff. Anyway.
So
I'm nerding out on you here.
The older the rum, though, the richer the flavor.
Different type of flavor.
It's a different type of flavor.
I hate to say that because
if you're like a rum aficionado, you might want an aged version.
Often, yeah. You often go into this. So Bacardi 8, that's a good one.
Yep.
Now we've got a Scotch whiskey.
Okay.
So Scotch whiskey, Scots whiskey, Irish whiskey, Canadian whiskey. Bourbons. They're all from different geographical areas and they have different palates. So this would be an add-on. It's not an absolute must-have, but Scotch drinkers would be your best friend forever if you supply them with a nice Scotch. This is the type of one that you're going to be sipping with, and it's Aberlour. It's a single malt Scotch whiskey. Okay, it's aged to 12 years and in a double cask. All that stuff to a Scotch lover will mean something.
Got it.
So you might want to have that on hand if you know some of your friends particularly like Scotch.
Yes.
And then tequila. Now.
Tequila.
Tequila's my friend.
Yeah, you like tequila.
I really do. I genuinely like tequila. It's my go-to.
Okay.
This one's Altos Tequila. Here's what you're looking for when you're buying a tequila. With all these, just like food, you get what you pay for. So you don't want to go with the very cheapest. At least start mid-range, and then you can decide on how much you want to spend from there.
Yeah.
You want to look for 100% blue agave tequila. Right away, you're getting quality. Okay, and if it's that, it will say it on the bottle.
Right.
And the beauty of this one, it's got a 500-year-old method behind it, so there's a lot of history behind this one here, and you can sip it or you can mix it.
Trying to figure out if that's a goat or a baby.
Either way, it's cute.
Either way, it's adorable. So now the glassware that you want.
Cover your bases. You want a wine glass. This is a cute little stemless one. It says Santa's little helper on it from Indigo. I got all the tools and stuff from Indigo.
Very nice.
We want a wine glass. We want a champagne glass.
That's lovely.
This is a coupe. You can do a flute. You can do whatever you want. You want a rocks glass, this is called. So that's for your, like, you know, your vodka soda or something like that. A tall glass if someone's mixing a cocktail. This one, if any, you could potentially leave out if you don't have it on hand.
For sure.
And then maybe a little shot glass depending on your friends.
And your affinity for this.
Yes, yeah, I supply them. And then quickly, tools, you have to have a jigger because you need to measure how much alcohol is going in it, especially if you have a self-serve bar.
Yeah.
Your friends need to know how much they're putting into their drink. Really, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Yes.
Bottle opener, wine opener, shaker.
Yeah.
If you want to do a shaker, doesn't hurt to have a couple of cocktail books on hand if you want them to experiment.
Yes, if you don't know right away and somebody asks for something that you have never made ever.
Exactly.
You can have that.
And then quickly, Caesar Mix, because we're Canadians, it's the #1 cocktail in Canada. To this day, we invented it. We love it.
Yeah.
A really good quality Caesar Mix. All the pops, including tonic water, soda water, you know, a cola, lemon lime.
It's hard to know what to get, right?
I know. Okay, so you want a cola, you want a tonic, you want a soda, you want a lemon lime, and you want a ginger ale. You're done.
Got it.
That's it. Those are your mixes.
Obviously, if you are the person hosting or you are the person hanging out at the host house, you have a cab to get home.
100%.
You are drinking responsibly.
And don't forget to have mocktail stuff available.
Mocktails,
get some fun
absolutely.
juices, get some good glasses.
Yes.
Mocktail people for those who've had enough that night, or those who just don't,
or they just don't want to drink it all and they don't necessarily want to be having pop all night, right? Have something for them as well.
Thank
you so much.
My
Now
pleasure.
our bars are set. Let's go to break. We got